Hello guys, welcome back in the series of online electronic shopping system using ASP.NET. In previous video, we have seen how to display a list of order status of an user in which the user can see the list of all orders that he has made till now with their status, that is the product is been delivered or not. Okay, so today we are going to see how to download the invoice of your previous order. Suppose if you want to download the invoice of these two previous orders, then you have to just click on this image, product image, and you will be redirected to a PDF generated page in which you can download the invoice in PDF format. Okay, so let's see how to do that. Okay, open your project, user product list page. In the design page, we have taken this grid view, right? In that we have taken the image for displaying the image, another column for displaying the information regarding the product, right? So here we have taken the image for displaying the images of the product, right? Now we have to replace this image control with the image button so that the image should display in the image control image button, but it's a button, so it can be clickable, right? So after clicking on this image, we will make it to redirect to the PDF generate page. In that, so that we can download the invoice of this particular product, the product which has been selected for downloading invoice. Okay, so first of all, let's comment out this image control. In toolbox, take image button, okay, now I've taken this image button. Now add the same properties which has been present in image control, and so I'm just copying it from here and pasting it here. Now we have to add two more property, that is command name and command argument. So I'm giving the command name as view PDF. Can give any name. Then command argument is equals to instead of image I have to take product ID. Product ID is a column which is present the table which is binded to this grid view. So let's see which table is binded for this grid view. If you remember, we have taken the two tables with the inner join and we have binded that. Can find order ID here, order ID, and the name which will going to appear in to us or in front end, it will going to be like this, order ID. Okay, so we have just used that column, sorry, we have product ID, it's been order ID. Order ID. So the reason behind using this in command argument for taking order ID column, because when we click on the button it should take the which order which order is being clicked for getting the invoice of that particular order only. So that's why we have to pass this order ID, so that when we click on the image button, we will be redirect to the can say PDF generate page, and in that it will be going to take the ID of this order which has been clicked. Okay, and command name, just to verify if the command name is equal to this, if it is matched, then only it will going to take the order ID from here and will act accordingly. Okay, what if suppose I am having this command argument uh, in many control, like can say in grid view and data list, then we don't know from where it is that event is calling, right? So that's why command name is necessary for checking it or verifying it whether this command argument is coming from this command name or not. Okay, so let's see in AXPS page, sorry, .cs page. One more thing, we have to add now one event here. So just go to the design page and select this grid view, go to properties and go to events. Now here just click double click on this row command. This event is now been generated. Now here if we have to check that in this event if the command name will be the same, so let's check if, and the command name will come in this e object. Okay, e dot command name double equal to the name which we have provided there, that is view PDF. Let's check it. Is this same? Does it say? Yeah. I'm copying from here and pasting here. Let's say now inside the if condition we have to check that the order ID which we are getting from the command argument, we have to pass it in session. Why we are passing it storing that value in session, because in PDF generate page we have taken the session of order ID which is being created while purchasing that order and redirecting to this page, that is PDF generate page, to download the invoice. At that time the order ID is being passed in the session. So let me show in PDF generate page. Here can see the order ID we are getting from session order ID, session of order ID, right? So now we have to take here the which is the value coming from command argument, that is the order ID, and we have to save it in session of order ID. So we have to take the session here of session of order ID. It will going to come from command argument dot to string. Let's check this session name of order ID is same or not. Yeah, it's same. Small I here. I'm copying from here and pasting it here. So we have get the what can say order ID, that is which order has been clicked to get the invoice. Now we have to redirect this page to the PDF generate page. So we have to redirect the user when click on the particular order product order, image, then he will be redirect to this PDF generate page. Response dot redirect, specify the page name, PDF underscore generate dot xps page is my page name. Okay, now it will redirect to the PDF generate page. Now we have to make changes in PDF generate.cs page. First of all, we have to take one variable at the class level just before the page load event. Take one string variable with the name address, and starting we are going to give it string dot empty text. Okay, after that we are going to get this order ID in this string and going to assign this label 1, and for order date we are getting from this function already based on the order ID. So let's see this function what it does. Press F12. Yeah, you can see here the queries run. Yeah, when this query is going to get data from this order ID, which is stored in the label 1 text. So we have got the order date, we have got the order ID, and based on that we have got the order date. Now we have to get the address which is coming from the session here. uh, Before we have taken the session, when we are making payment of a product which has been purchased by the user, at that time we are providing the address below. So, and we are storing that address in a session of address, and we are using it here to display here, right? So now we are not going to get that address right now, so it's not possible to display address here. Or you can display the address the user which has been provided while registration, right? At registration the user has provided an address of him or her, right? So you can get that address and make assign to this address variable, or you can store the address which has been provided at the payment type in the data table with the alternative address of that user and get from there to display here. So first of all, I am creating here one function find order address. Let's take a parameter. Let's provide parameter the name address which has been we have declared at, can say, at the class level. Now we have to create this function. After we have created the function find order date, just after that we're going to create this new function. So private void function, and the variable we have to give here. Now inside the function we have to provide the SQL connection class for and inside here we have to provide the SQL connection. It takes three parameters if you remember. First of all, it will take the data source. In my case, that is dot, that is the server name of the SQL server. After that, initial catalog. It will take the database name. After that, third one, that is integrated security. Integrated security is true. So that's it for the SQL connection. Now we have to take SQL data adapter. In this we have to pass the query for getting the records. Select star from record, that is a table name, where email is a column name inside the record table. It should be equal to the value we are getting from the session. We have to provide here the connection object here. Now here we have to give the session of the username, session of username, what is the error? Not. So it will take the select star from record table where email should be matched with the user which has been logged in right now. Based on the user login, it will going to fetch the email and going to display the record from the table, record table. So record is a table when the user registered, the details of the user has been stored to this record table. So after, why we are taking this record table? For getting the address of the user which has been entered by the user while registration. Okay, now let's take data set or data table as you want. We already taken lots of time on data table, right? So now we are going to take data set. Data set object ds new. Now we have to fill the data set with the value which is coming from SQL data. So we are going to call the fill method of SQL data adapter class. Inside that we are going to fill data sets our value. Okay, now it's going to be stored in data set the record which is coming from the query. Okay, after that we have to check the records which is present in data table, sorry, data sets. So for checking that, let's take the object of data set. Okay, and that inside the tables which is at 0 index, that is the first table, dot rows, how many rows are there. For that we are going to use the count to count the number of rows present. That is, it should be greater than 0. That means the rows, if it is present, that means if any data present inside the data set, then we have to provide the address here, which we have declared at the starting and the class level just before the page load event, right? So we have to we are going to assign that record in this string variable address. Okay, so give the object name of datasets table, which is at 0 index, right? Then we have to provide the column name. So the column name for that, it is address, and we have to convert it to in string format. So now we have assigned the value to the address of value to the address variable. Why it's showing an error? Okay, at rows, that is at 0 position. At 0 position, it has been the column address. Now it's gone. Now it will going to get the value of address from the table record and going to store in variable address. Now we have to call this function. We have already done this here, right? Why it's giving here error? We have called this function string pdf generate cannot be use local variable address before it is declared. We have declared here, copy it and paste it here. It's the same one. Yeah. Okay. Now after that, we are going to remove this session because we are not getting any value from the session address, so it will going to generate your error. So we don't want that. Now we are getting the value in that address variable, so we are going to assign this variable here to this address. Okay, it's already the same name here. That's why it's showing error. So we are going to assigning it here, right? So we don't want this, so just remove this or can comment it. Now there is what, right? The value assigned to address we are going to assign to the label 3. Okay, so let's now run and see is it working fine or not. So first of all we have to log in. I can see that when the cursor moves to email button, the cursor is being changed for clicking on that. Yeah, when we click on this, we'll be redirected to this page, that is the PDF generate page, where we can find the order which has been clicked to download the invoice with the price and all the address which is been entered by the user while registration. Okay, and the seller address, the date, the find order date function, we are going to get the date also, and order ID is being passed here, which is being taken in session while which is stored in command argument, which is used in image button control, right, in the grid view. Now we can download from here. Click on this. So now we are going to see the our invoice. Yeah, you can see the our invoice has been downloaded in PDF format, which is been same as which is present inside this grid view, right? So in this manner you can download the invoice for any product which has been ordered by the user at any time. So I hope you like this video. If do, then please like and subscribe to our channel and share to the other person which is needy for this project or a beginner for creating a project for this college project. Okay, thank you for watching this. If you have any doubt and any query regarding this project, you can ask in comment or can simply just join my telegram group. I hope this video will be the last of this series. If you have any suggestion regarding this project, like adding new features, I will be appreciate and will going to add this that feature in future. Okay, till then, bye, take care.